All right, welcome back to All the Kings Men. Joining me today, goaltender Hampton Slukynsky and his brother Grant. How are you doing today, Grant?
Good.
How are you doing today, Hampton?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
So we're here at day 3 of, well, I guess day 4, but whatever. We're here at Dev Camp. And I knew I was going to talk to you guys. And so, Hampton, we've spoken before, and I know about your career. And Grant, I was looking into your career, and I started, and I wasn't entirely sure I knew where I was going to start. And then I found an interview, Grant, that you gave where you very, very briefly mentioned the backyard rink at your guys' home. And I thought, well, that's interesting. But then you mentioned that your dad turned a golf cart into a Zamboni to manicure the rink, which I thought was interesting. So then I Googled backyard rink, golf cart, Zamboni, Slukynsky, and I found 5 or 6 pictures. This is not a backyard rink. This is like a professional rink that you guys happen to have in your backyard at home.
Yeah, our rink it's special. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's got
everything.
There's
Lights,
sponsors on
music.
the boards.
Oh yeah, we got the ads up. We got the American and Canadian flags in the backyard. Light them up at night, and yeah, it's hot water on the ice, the best ice in the country.
When it's not cold out, what happens to the rink?
Just grass in the summer. Got to mow it.
You have to mow your rink.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys are not living there now anymore, but does your dad still maintain it?
He does, yeah. So he still makes it every year, and we have cousins that use it, and their buddies use it too. So it still gets a lot of use.
Do neighborhood kids just show up and say like, "Can we play on your rink?"
Not really. No, we kind of live out of the town, so
Okay.
Not really any neighbors. But yeah, we had our buddies over almost every night in the wintertime when we were growing up.
Now, Grant, obviously Hampton is the younger brother of the two, and anytime there's a younger brother who's a goaltender, the story fits the same profile, which is younger brother tagged along, wanted to hang out with the older brother played hockey, made the kid play goaltender. It sounds like that's what happened.
You got it. Yep, that's the story. So growing up in the backyard rink, Hammer being 3 years younger, that's quite the difference, especially when you're younger. So we said, you want to play, you're in the net, and that's kind of how it's unfolded. And looking back and where we are now, it's pretty cool.
Now, are you guys competitive about it, or do you take credit for his success now since you're the one who made him a goalie?
I don't take any credit for his success. No, he works his tail off and extremely detailed in his craft and the way he goes about his business every single day. So, to have him start being a goalie maybe a little bit, but he definitely deserves the credit.
Did you want to be a goalie?
I think when I was super young, yeah.
Because it gave you a chance to play with your brother, or just because you wanted to be a goalie?
Well, I think that was the start of it. But then as I, kind of looked into it and started watching goalies, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. So, I'm glad I did.
And how – so, you guys grow up together. Obviously, you're brothers. You play all the time. But how did the decision come about to play together at college? Like, where does that start, Grant? Like, who's the first person that suggests it?
Yeah, so I'll start. So – before my senior year of high school, I was touring some schools, and I loved every visit that I took, and chose Northern Michigan, and from there was committed there all the way through. Once Hammer became, you were a senior, right?
Yeah, before my senior year.
Yeah, so before Hammer's senior year, kind of same situation, same timetable. Northern started recruiting him, and from that point on, it was never a we want to play with each other, this dream growing up. It just kind of worked out that way, and having him commit to Northern, we were extremely excited to play together. I played a year at Northern, loved my time there, and we had a coaching change early last summer, the summer of 2024, and from there we thought, all right, we were planning to play together. We were really excited about that, but we thought with the coaching change, let's look elsewhere, and from there our goal was to find a spot where we could both play together, and we talked to some schools, and fortunately we talked to Western Michigan, and they were both interested in us, and we felt that we would play significant roles with that team. And looking back, it's been a great decision. We absolutely love it at Western.
I grew up in Southern California and have lived my entire life out here, so I knew 2 things about Western Michigan. It was in Michigan, and it was in the western part of Michigan. When you made the change, Hampton, did you think that like NCAA title was a realistic possibility?
Yeah, I think we want to go somewhere we could win too. So we had known that they'd been to 3 straight NCAA tourneys, so we knew we were going into a really good program that was on the rise. And from the second we got there, we knew it was a winning culture, and just how everything's handled there, from the coaches to the leaders to all the players to the staff. When we got there right away, we knew we had a chance to win. And obviously you need all the right players and pieces to win, and we had that. So it worked out.
And Grant, I know that your dad and 3 uncles all played college hockey. How important were they in just talking to you guys and letting you know what to expect and how to approach it and where to go?
Yeah, talking to our dad, ever since we started playing hockey, he said, you just got to go where you're wanted. And we had a Zoom call together with Western Michigan, and we just felt from the moment we got on that Zoom call that we were wanted there. It was going to be a great place to go and develop and get an education and learn from some great people, starting with Pat Ferschweiler. And, listening to our dad's advice, going where you're wanted, it was, it proved to be true.
And you saved your parents the hassle of trying to pick one team over the other, right? Every now and then there's brother versus brother. You guys are on the same team. Have your parents ever thanked you for saving them that hassle and just, they get to root for both kids at the same time?
No, but it makes their lives a lot easier just having to go to one spot now,
right.
Now that we're on
Sure,
the same
yeah.
team. So
just travel costs alone. You guys, yeah.
Still a ways from home, but at least we're at the same spot.
I think they only missed 4 games last year.
That's impressive.
Yeah, out of 42. So they were troopers traveling all over.
And the 3 uncles, where's Dad fit in the age distribution of those 4 kids that all played college hockey?
So he would be the oldest,
okay.
And then his younger brother played at Lake State. His name is Freddie. Played at Lake Superior State, and then my mom is the oldest of her 3 siblings. Older brother Chris played at Dartmouth, and then the younger brother Chad played at Michigan State.
Wow, so that's a lot of hockey playing family members. Mm-hmm. Was there ever were there ever moments in your teens or growing up that you had to rely on family members who had siblings that played hockey to help mediate conflicts or talk you through anything?
I think just growing up, just always talking to them about their experiences and just learning from them. I don't think there was a certain question or a certain point where we asked them a specific thing. It was just hearing all their stories from the times when they played. So.
And I'm sorry, I got to go back to the golf cart Zamboni. Like, how does it? Is it an actual golf cart?
It is. We use it to golf in the summer. Yeah, we trailer it out to the golf course. And
is it sponsored?
It is. Lamplighter Hockey. Yeah. No, it's not sponsored.
So what is the best thing about Hampton's game? Like, as a forward, if you're shooting on him, what's the hardest part about Hampton's game to beat?
His competitiveness. Yeah, the way he competes. This is our first time playing together at Western Michigan was this past season, and just seeing the competitive fire every single drill, every single game. He's never out of a play. It may look like, he's beat, and then he'll throw his glove up and make a big save. I would say as far as his game, his flexibility. So competitiveness, but then flexibility. He's been able to do the splits ever since I can remember. 3 years old. We'd be at a birthday party, and our uncles would be like, Hammer, do the splits. And he just popped down and do the splits. So the competitiveness along with how flexible he is, I think are 2 great attributes that help him be as good as he is.
How uncomfortable is it to hear your older brother say nice things about you?
No, he does that a lot. Does it too much probably, yeah. But yeah, it's cool to hear.
And who reached out about an invitation to Dev Camp for you this year, Grant?
Andy Johnson.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that relationship was built because he was there to both of you at the same school and you got to know him.
Yeah, so Andy was actually our GM in Sioux City.
Right.
When I played in Sioux City and got to know him over the years. And Andy's a great guy, and also talked to Teddy Belisle as well.
Teddy's great. Love Teddy.
Fantastic.
So thoughts on the facility, Dev Camp? It's day 3 now. It's one scrimmage so far at the point that we're recording this. There'll be a second one later today, but 3 days worth of drills. I'm sure meetings. Thoughts on how it's going so far, Hampton? Yeah,
it's been great. Every time I come out here, this is my 3rd time now. Just feel more comfortable every time. Know the people, know all the staff, and just know everything works. So yeah, I just feel really comfortable. I'm confident here. Know everyone, and yeah, it's been really great. Everybody's first class here, and obviously the facilities are. I don't think you can get much better than this. So just try to enjoy the time out here and enjoy being treated like an NHLer for a week.
And we talked to Jarrett Stoll on Monday, Grant, and he talked about the drills in the morning, the meetings, and then the scrimmage in the afternoon, trying to see who took the lessons, took the, the things that they tried to, pardon the pun, hammer into you guys is with the brief amount of time they have and who shows up, where it shows up in that scrimmage on Monday afternoon. Is there a lot of teaching going on, or is it just trying to keep your head above water as far as processing all this new information?
For me, it's been an experience where I came into this just trying to learn as much as I could, and it's been great so far. Day one doing a lot of shooting drills, day two more puck protection, and then today working on a lot of wall work. It's been great. Just taking little things. At the end of yesterday, we were working on face-offs, so being able to work with a guy like Dooley was fantastic. Just little tips and tricks on draws that I've never really heard or never really been taught. So for me, just trying to gather as much information and learn as much as I can, it's been a great experience so far.
And I'll throw this one out to either one of you. What's the most LA thing you've had an opportunity to do during one of these camps or during this camp?
Yeah, I would say just this year probably going to the beach. Yesterday we didn't do that last year. We did that my first year, but yeah, it's about all we've done besides been at the rink. So I would say that for sure.
Is the weather all right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it was around
a little bit overcast
today.
So.
It was like 70 degrees. It was sunny yesterday, so had to throw some sunscreen on so it didn't get burnt.
I don't know if you guys know about June gloom, but it's a Southern California thing. Where
Okay.
You wake up in the morning in June and it's overcast and everybody.
Yeah, you kind of notice that. Even today when we were walking to the rink, it was like that.
I like it personally because in August it'll get miserable hot, but for now I like it. All right, Slukynskys, thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.